Hey, what's up guys, it's Mr. Yuck. In this video, I'm going over a timeline of a couple battlefields, like Battlefield 4 is a sequel to Battlefield 3, and Battlefield 2042 is a sequel to Battlefield 4, and the events leading up to Battlefield 2042. Let's get right into it. 2014, the PLR, the People's Liberation and Resistance, an Iranian paramilitary insurgent group, stage a coup in Iran, turning it into a military dictatorship, and the US invades because of it. Misfit 1-3, a Marine squad sent to Tehran to perform a battle damage assessment and apprehend the leader of the PLR, al-Bashir. While investigating an underground bank vault in al-Bashir's location, Blackburn and his team learned that the PLR have acquired a Russian suitcase with nukes in it, and 2 of the 3 devices are missing. Dima, a part of a spetsnaz squad, attempts to stop the attack on Paris, France. Finding out it's a dummy and not the real one, they were led to believe the nuke detonates in a different location, killing 80,000 people. Misfit 1-3 managed to capture al-Bashir in a car crash trying to escape. Al-Bashir realizing he was betrayed by Solomon. Al-Bashir reveals some of Solomon's plan to detonate a nuke in New York before succumbing to his wounds. Misfit 1-3 gets a lead on an arms dealer, MRxYuck556, who was working with Solomon and al-Bashir. Misfit 1-3 plans to raid the villa of Kavarov and apprehend him. Meanwhile, Dima and the Russian spetsnaz team was already there to raid Kavarov's villa. Misfit 1-3 arrives to the villa and finds Dima with the deceased Kavarov. Dima reveals Solomon's plot to Blackburn and requests Blackburn to help him prevent a war between Russia and US. Blackburn shoots his commanding officer and results in an 8-hour interrogation by the CIA. Kovic, the CIA agent, does not believe Blackburn's story, and Solomon is a CIA informant, and there is no proof of his involvement in the terrorist acts. The CIA instead believes that the Russians is responsible for the attack. Blackburn breaks out of custody and evades the police and pursues Solomon. Blackburn and Montez chase Solomon through the streets in a car chase, which ends in both cars crashing in Times Square. And Blackburn manages to kill Solomon by smashing his face in with a brick, stopping the fight and preventing a nuclear bomb from detonating.
About the assassination.
6 years later, after Battlefield 3, the conflict with Russia continues. In 2020, American Spec Ops squad, codenamed Tombstone, is sent to their commanding officer, Captain Garrison, where they learn that Admiral Chang, head of Chinese army, has taken control of China with Russian support and convinced the Chinese people that the US was responsible for killing an important Chinese politician named Jinji. Tombstone is sent into Shanghai with orders to rescue 2 VIPs, a woman named Hannah and her husband, with the assistance of a CIA agent named Kovic. With the VIPs back on the Valkyrie, Kovic is now leading Tombstone, and then they boat over to the USS Titan aircraft carrier that has been attacked to recover data records before the aircraft carrier sinks. After returning to the Valkyrie, Tombstone finds the ship under assault by Chinese Marines. After they gain control of the Valkyrie, Tombstone is assigned to lend assistance to the US forces planning an assault on the airfield in Singapore, so that Chinese air superiority is weakened. Despite the airfield being destroyed in the missile attack, Hannah then betrays Wrecker, Irish, and Pack. Hannah allows both Wrecker and Irish to be captured, leaving Pack behind because he is presumed dead. Wrecker and Irish are taken to a prison and interrogated. In Wrecker's cell, a Russian prisoner named Dima, a survivor of the Paris nuclear blast, befriends Wrecker. The pair reach Irish and start a mass prison riot, and using the chaos to make their escape. Hannah prevents the group from being recaptured by a group of Chinese soldiers. Hannah reveals her actions of betrayal was necessary for her mission, revealing her husband is Jinji, who survived Chang's assassination attempt and pinned it on the US to start a war between US and China. The squad escapes, except for Dima, who has died. The group heads to Tashgar. Upon reaching Tashgar, the squad finds U.S. troops being pinned down by both the Chinese and Russian forces. Tombstone offers to destroy a nearby dam flooding the area and eliminating the opposing forces. As the Valkyries within the region of the Suez Canal, Tombstone is airlifted to the ship to warn the vessel that they are blindly headed towards Chang's Navy forces, and to assist stopping Chinese forces from boarding the ship. The squad finds out that Jinji is amongst the survivors, including Pak, who has survived the Singapore bombing raid. Jinji knows he must show his face, as the Chinese forces have been fighting under the assumption that he was dead. Jinji convinced Wrecker to let him show his face and calm the tension between the three forces. Chang tries to conceal the truth and proceeds to fire on the Valkyrie with his personal warship. Wrecker, Irish, and Hannah volunteer to board the warship with explosives to destroy it. The remote detonator fails. Hannah volunteers to manually replace the charge to destroy Chang's ship, killing her in the blast. 10 years after Battlefield 4 in the year 2030, leading up to the 2040s, the world is devastated. Economies have collapsed and alliances are broken. The rise in sea levels leaving nation coastal cities underwater. The Great Depression hit because of global food and fuel shortage. Satellites malfunctioned and crashed to Earth, causing blackouts. No internet, no navigation, and communication grids collapse. Global supply chains come to a standstill. Prices of oil, grain, and coal skyrocket. Over 100,000 lives are lost, and only two nations left standing, the United States and Russia, fighting for global supremacy. The ones that are left behind with no country to call home, forced together, determined to survive, they call themselves No-Pats. Irish is a no-pat and has orders to pick up a package for Oz, but little does he know that the United States has sent in a Marine named Pack to intercept the package. Neither Irish or Pack are aware of each other at the location. Firefight breaks out, leaving Pack wounded and Irish confused. Irish has the package, and in it is the coordinates to a U.S. satellite that's about to fall out of the sky. Pack told Irish not to give Oz the suitcase because Oz will start World War III with it. Irish sees what's in the package and doesn't let Oz have it. Heading into the storm to evade Oz, Oz is furious and opens fires on the Exodus. Two opposing teams have a firefight on the ship. Irish son is captured and held for ransom. Irish fearing for his son's life. A shot rings out and the soldier holding the Irish son drops, and Pack is standing there. Pack is shot and killed for his bravery. Irish gets revenge and take out the Osprey with the Stinger. Irish puts out a call to all the No-Pats. If you want to stop this war, get ready to fight.